Hello, welcome to Lowry at Home. I'm your host, Naturalist Kirk. Happy Memorial Day. We are still coming at you with a live episode here today. And I know Mother Nature has maybe kind of kicked us while we're down by sending some rain today, but you know who can lift you back up is Mr. Brett and Mr. Fox. Here they come.
Today we are joined by Mr. Brett, a naturalist at the Lowry Nature Center, and his dear old friend, Fox. And we have a couple questions that have been submitted that we were hoping you two could answer.
Perfect. I have been getting ready for this. I know Fox, Fox, is that your candy wrapper down there? I mean, come on, we should keep the studio clean. Yes, this is mine. I'm sorry. I will try not to leave stuff laying around anymore. Yeah, please don't.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Well, here we go.
Perfect. Yes, it's about time. Mr. Brett, I see that you have your suit coat on. I, too, dressed up today. It is my Sunday best. Where did you even get that? Your daughter has a rather large collection of clothes that don't appear to fit her anymore. Do you mean the American Girl doll clothes? I don't know. They were in some sorts of big, large bin. Yeah, that's what those were. Fits perfectly. All right, on with the questions.
Okay, first question. Lowry Nature Center has been operating for 50 years. When did you join the staff?
Well, I joined Lowry. I think she was talking to me. You know what? She didn't really say who she was talking to, so why don't we both answer this? All right, that's fine. I joined Lowry in 2010. I've now been there for 10 years. Fox, when did you get there? I joined in 2005. I have been there now 15 years, and it has been quite a ride.
Okay, second question for Mr. Brett. How did you get into performing?
How did I get? Listen, I'm more of a teacher naturalist. I'm guessing that's probably more directed at Fox. Fox, you want to take this? Yes. Well, I had some options coming out of, the factory, and it was be a preschool room toy, which I would be nibbled on and pulled apart into teeny tiny pieces, or I could live a life as a puppet performing for the masses. That seemed like a much more desirable end game. I would have gone with that too. Well done.
Okay, next. What do you enjoy most about being a Lowry puppet performer?
Well, it is all of the groups that come and is hearing the little kids and the laughter and the giggling, all of that. It just makes every performance worthwhile. Well put. I couldn't say it much better than that.
Mm-hmm. What do you like about working at Lowry Nature Center?
Well, again, it's really, I think it's being outside. It's just the changing of the seasons means there's always something different that we're doing. Yes, I do like the 3,700 acres that I have to explore, to romp around, to be a fox as I do. So that is nice. The building, it is a nice warm place in the winter, so I do not have to stay outside. Yeah, isn't that nice? It is wonderful.
Okay, Fox, you and Mr. Brett have a very close relationship. How did you first meet? Did you know right away that your team would be so successful?
Well, it was probably January of 2010. There was going to be a puppet show, and this new, rather large, loud individual came storming into our space, making all sorts of noise and a mess, and I later learned out that man's name was Mr. Brett. Large and loud, that's how you're going to describe... Isn't that an accurate depiction? I guess. Well, let's be honest, though. The very first show we did together was a smashing success, and it has been nothing but gravy ever since. Nothing but gravy, huh? That's... Sure. Yeah, the shows have been an absolute blast. And I think very early on, it was apparent that we had a chemistry that just was kind of there, that we often would finish each other's sentences and, just really enjoy being at the Lowry Nature Center around all the people. So, it really is quite remarkable how we can just interchange and go back and forth just like that.
Okay, another question for Fox. What's the best part of working with Mr. Brett?
Oh, this one is easy. If you know Mr. Brett, he eats all the time, and he always has snacks in his backpack, and so never a shortage of food to go. Wait a minute. So you're the one who's been eating all the granola bars? Like every day, I swear, I put 2 in there, and when I go to find them, all that's in there is wrappers. I thought those were for just anybody who was hungry. No, those were for me. Well, thanks for the granola bars. I appreciate it. At least I know now.
What's the most challenging part of working with Mr. Brett?
Well, I mean, it would probably be the fact that he's always around. I mean, every time I look over my shoulder, there he is. Never seems to give me any space whatsoever. Well, I'm just, let's be clear, trying to keep an eye on you. It has been multiple times you have tried to get into the Raptor Mew to eat the Merlin. Who, me? No, yes, and I'm also on the lookout because you've talked about eating turkeys and eating geese, and so, yeah, I kind of try to keep a close eye on you.
Well, what do you miss most about living with the other puppets at Lowry?
Well, there was the Tuesday night Yahtzee games. There was the Friday night pizza parties, although Mr. Brett does eat pizza here quite often. I don't know if that means he can't cook or something, but, I just seeing all of my friends all the time. I mean, I am looking forward to getting back hopefully soon. Agreed, Mr. Fox, agreed.
Besides sleeping, what do the puppets do when they're not performing?
Well, I mean, we like to get out into the building and just really explore. Sometimes we go on walks. We like to go sit on the bench on Crosby and watch the sunset. I mean, same things that I think people like to do at Lowry as well. Wait, you're going down to watch the sunset at Crosby? Yes, it's beautiful down there. Don't you worry about, people seeing you and wondering what's going on. No one has seen me yet. I am... What do you say? Very sly.
How has your routine changed now that you're living with Mr. Brett?
Well, I mean, I used to be able to sleep in around 8:30, 9 o'clock once the naturalists would show up and maybe the groups would come. But Mr. Brett, he is up by 6 a.m. every morning making loud noises. And then, of course, he stuffs me in the backpack when it's time to go out and about. Would you rather I leave? No, I would not like you to leave me here. Even though I'm being stuffed in the backpack, I do appreciate getting out.
Is there another job at Lowry you'd be interested in trying?
Well, I thought about the secretary for a while, but then I realized, yes, I don't have thumbs, so answering the phone would be a bit difficult unless they get me one of those super awesome... Wait, do you think you could get me one of those headsets? I know Jerry used to wear a headset. Maybe we can see where that would be great. I like Allison's job. She has very nice windows to look out all day. Do you really think that's what Allison does all day, is just look out the windows? No, I don't, but I think the office is very nice, so...
If you could be a different animal, what would you be and why?
I know this answer, yes. So I've always wanted to be a marine animal, one that is the freedom to swim all across the ocean, diving down to the deepest, darkest depths of the sea. So therefore, I would have to choose a mermaid. What? That's not even an ant. Hey, she asked me the question, not you. Okay, fine. Mermaid, go ahead.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Yes, it was our pleasure. Thank you for having us. Yes, thanks for having us. I think we've done a lot over the last couple of months to try to educate and hopefully provide a little bit of laughter from time to time, too. So if that has been the case for you, again, we appreciate you tuning in, and just stay tuned. We've got more adventures planned for the future. Like what kind of adventures? You know what? It'll be great. It'll be an adventure. You'll see. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Fox, and thank you, Mr. Brett. Thank you to all of you for tuning in today, and we will see you next time on Lowry at Home back here on Tuesday. Bye-bye.